is Ruel's Running Podcast, a podcast about running, health, family, play, and an NSNG lifestyle. And now, here's your host, Ruel.
Excuse me as I rock on. That's Went Away by Dorothy Lane. Dorothy Lane out of Martinez, California. That's out of the Cut and Dry album. Check them out at dorothylanemusic.com. Yeah. Hey, it's Ruel's Running Podcast. How's everybody doing? I'm your host, Ruel Abadam, and I'm on the go like I have been for the past many episodes. How's everybody doing? If you are a new listener, welcome to the podcast. If you are a return listener, thanks for sticking around, guys. What is up? It's a new week. I don't even know. I think it's like week 4 or 5 or something. I don't know. It is definitely amidst the COVID crisis, the shelter-in-place order, all over the place. It's starting to feel a little bit normal. I mean, we sort of I got out of bed and felt less anxiety or stress around getting through the day, you know, which would include not just the regular work, the work activities, but, you know, keeping the kids' sort of homeschool situation going. I don't know if part of that has to do with the fact that I actually start sort of my out of office / vacations sort of this week. Had originally planned to be out of the office all week for a family trip, which unfortunately, like a lot of what's going on, I had to cancel. The family had to cancel the trip. We were set a while back to go on a Hawaii trip, where my wife found apparently a really, really good deal to get to Hawaii. You know, it would have been all the kids' first time on an airplane, you know, and for a family of 5, it isn't cheap to get to Hawaii. So, you know, it's really disappointing that, I mean, when we decided to cancel, it wasn't absolutely we had to cancel because you couldn't fly over there. But we weren't going to be there for an extended period of time, and at the time of the cancellation, what it would have meant is, and I don't know if it's still the case, what it would have meant is self-quarantine for 2 weeks in your own sort of accommodations. So let's say we were just there for a week, which was more likely what we were going to do. You know, we wouldn't be able to leave. You know, what kind of vacation would that be? You know, for us to fly all the way to Hawaii and then keep ourselves indoors the whole time, plus maybe more. So, you know, why do that? So it's sad, you know, because my calendar still has it as an event to, you know, like go to the airport and head over to Hawaii and all that stuff. So it's sad. But anyways, out of the office, and I'm still thinking a little bit about work, but despite that, I'm I gotta kind of like, okay, this is just another day. I wanna still try and get a lot of work done. I know it's kind of dumb. It's like, you're supposed to be out of the office, sort of on this staycation situation. Why are you going to do work? Well, if I can fit it in, I will. I'm like I'm the only one that does my job, what I do at my job. So I need to be, in order for me to just kind of drop it all, I need to be okay with basically dropping it all and feel that the team that I work with can get by without me for a week, and they could figure it out. They could figure a lot of stuff out. I'm sure they could. But there's a part of me that's kind of itching to just get some of my tasks done, because I'm a little fascinated with some of the new things that I'm doing. Working with we're sort of contracting out some help, so getting into the mix of things kind of excites me a little bit. But as I say it out loud here, it sounds kind of stupid for me to do that, and I really do. I told my manager I'm gonna. We had to cancel the family trip, but I still want to take the time off, and obviously gonna still be around. Ain't gonna go anywhere, but do want to dedicate the time to take care of family and things. So that's what I'll do. We recently had a really big weekend as far as what's cooking. It has nothing to do with NSNG, but for the folks who've been listening for a while know that my wife has a online bake shop. So, I helped with the website through Abadam Studios, and a lot of the graphic sort of help also comes through that way as well. But she's through this special time, my wife has been running this promo. It's kind of neat. I forget what the promo is, but the code is something along the lines of stuck at home. So if you want to get a discount on your order, you just enter the code stuck at home, and by the time this episode is out, it would have been done. Well, the promo would have been done unless she plans to extend it. And I think it's more geared towards sort of the spring and Easter sort of season. At least that's what a lot of the cookie decorating that's going on has more of an Easter type theme, and that itself is like a ton of work. You guys have no idea. All right. Well, I'm out and about, and I've got actually tons of packages that I need to drop off to be shipped out to customers. So I'll be right back. That was a quick drop off. God, I think I had like 6 or 7 packages. Crazy. Even though I'm off, I still get messages on Slack from team members about stuff that's going on. So sort of, I'm not sure if I'm going to completely disconnect, because I work for a startup, and everyone plays a really important role. But I guess if there was an emergency, someone could always just call my phone. All right, so packages delivered. Excited for a lot of folks. Like I said, my wife had created this promo, and it's actually gotten a lot of response. Not to mention, she developed a new product, which had gotten a lot of response. And what's interesting is part of that has to do with She's part of a group on Facebook that sort of was the chatter within the group was the inspiration. There was a request brought in to my wife about a particular product. Would it be possible for this occasion to create something like this? All right. And she did. And then the person well, I won't need it anymore. But then despite that, my wife went ahead and developed the product. Pretty proud of her. She's learned a lot. She's developed the product. She's built the actual store page on the site, and she promoted it on social media and through the group. And then it was just, a bunch of orders were coming through, and it was like, okay, there are certain safeguards in the site that sort of give us a level of threshold so we don't get totally inundated with stuff, because we never want to put ourselves in a situation where there's more than we can handle. And so the decisions had to be made. Are we doing okay? Can we certainly loosen up on those thresholds, or should we lock things down and start marking things out of stock? So, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of that going on. It's pretty interesting, but that's pretty much what's been cooking, right? But on the NSNG front, I've been doing a lot of burgers. I love burgers. We like buying burger patties, right? I like getting the grass-fed variety. And sometimes, especially now, you can't find them. And I told my wife, we'll just get the ground beef and I'll make the patties. It's just, we don't have to feel like, oh, there's no patties, because as long as there's ground beef, you can always make patties. So, we like to get the grass-fed variety of ground beef when available. And, the price between the patties and the actual ground beef package, a pound of patties, which makes 4 patties, and a pound of ground beef, right? There's like $1, $2 difference. I'm like, why? Just because someone decided to make them into individual patties and put wax paper in between them? That's dumb. So I told my wife, I can make the patties. It's not hard. And then what's kind of cool is, for the kids and my wife, they like mini burgers. So it's easy to take a patty and chop it up into 4 equal squares. Not a patty, but a block of ground beef. Cut it up into 4 equal squares, and then take each of those squares and cut them up into, smaller bits. So then you end up with 8 perfect size slider patties, right? Perfect. And they come out sort of almost square like patties, which is perfect because the kids like them on these Hawaiian sweet rolls as buns, which are kind of square anyway. So easy to whip up like 2 mini burgers per kid, and for my wife. Except my oldest is sort of like, he'll have the 2 mini burgers and he's like, can I have some more? I'm like, okay. Then he's stuck with a full-size patty after he's had 2 like appetizer mini burgers. So he'll have a regular burger. So I've been having fun with that. The cleanup though is not as fun because for Christmas I got a cast iron griddle. I don't know what you call it. It's a big old slab of iron that looks like a grill, all right? And you can put it over a barbecue grill, or you can put it over a stove. So I keep it over the stoves so that I could. What's the point of me putting it over the grill? If I have a grill, I'll use the grill. But I put it over the stove, and that's how I grill indoors. So the cleanup is not impossible, but you're talking about a big old chunk of iron, right? And, all the little grooves and things in between the grill pattern or whatever. So the grill surface, so a lot of that is kind of extra work. Yeah, and we're doing a lot of bacon, and it's funny, it's so easy when everybody says I want bacon. It's so easy to top off the bacon fat jar, because we keep several jars of bacon fat, which is perfect for doing some really interesting bacon fat deep fry. And when that happens, we deplete a lot of what we store in jars. But then when everybody decides they want bacon for breakfast, it's easy to top those jars up. Well, I need to hit the road. Now I need to do a sort of a drop-off, a delivery. Yeah, it'll be fun. Oh, yeah. So I'll be back. All right, guys. Ruel's running. I'm not running the trail or the road. I am kind of running the road because I'm on the go. Just completed my deliveries to post office and to a customer's residence. And sometimes I feel like I'm Amazon. It's funny because, or DoorDash, we're like, we do our own DoorDash. It's so funny. I'll text with the customer, and then just make sure that everybody understands, when the order or the package or the food or whatever comes through, and we coordinate as best as possible exactly where the thing is going to be dropped off, the package. And I roll up, like today I rolled up, and the instructions were to leave it on the mat on the front, and this day and age, so I'm wearing gloves, I'm being sort of being careful for everybody. I'm wearing gloves, and I walk up and I place the bag on the mat, and then I take out my phone and I take a picture of the bag on front of their door, and then I text the customer, let them know that their order has been delivered by their front door as instructed, and I send them the picture, and then get immediate, I walk away and I drive off. I get immediate feedback, response, thank you so much, I got it, and they look great. So that's obviously feedback that I'm going to share with my wife, because it's her baby. I just play a part of the whole project, the whole experience. So now, let's see, it's 10 o'clock. That means the kids would be starting part of their school activities today. And I know exactly what it's going to be. 10 o'clock, it's reading, right? So they've got 30 minutes of read time. Unless they've got specific instructions from their teachers as they've moved on to some online learning sort of platform. Unless there's specific work that the teacher wants them to focus on, then it'll override, or we'll find a way to schedule it into what we've already got going on with the kids. Pretty interesting. Now let's see. I need to hop into a different place to do a bit of pick up a few sort of grocery item or supplies. I just gotta remember what it was. what it was. Gosh, don't you hate it when there's a parking lot and everybody's parking slots are like for super skinny cars? Like, who has cars that skinny? Let's see. Should I do that? Am I even in the right store for this? Packing tape, powdered sugar, gift wrap tissue paper. I don't know if I'm in the right store for that. I pulled into the nearest store and it happens to be a Sprout. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull out. Should pull out. All right. Ouch. So, this is the time of morning where I could stand to get a cup of coffee from like a Starbucks or a Pete's or whatever, right? But none of them are open. Sad. So sad. I miss it. I think the only place I could get a coffee is if I rolled up to like a McDonald's drive-thru. But I don't want to do that. Wait. The Pete's they have lights on and they have a door open. What? And there's a sort of like a wait outside. One person waiting outside. Either they're... Yeah. I might actually be able to get me a coffee. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're throttling, how many people... Oh, they've rolled up the count. That's interesting. The Pete's rolled up their counter, or they rolled up their counter right up to the door entrance so that they could swing their door open, take people's order, and people could wait. That way no one's coming in. Ooh, I gotta do that. Okay, I'll be right back again. I gotta get in on this. Do you need a website? If you're an individual, a consultant, a group, or small business and need a site, or maybe you have an existing site, I can help. How about graphic design? Do you need a design for a t-shirt, logo, product, business cards? Maybe you need help with designing and developing a brand. I'm not an expert, but I do have the tools and the techniques to get the job done. How about a podcast? Yep, like this thing. This thing's a silly little show. Are you looking to set up a podcast of your own? Are you looking to reach an audience? Promote your business via podcast? Well, Abadam Studios. That's right, Abadam Studios. Yeah, so that's Abadam Studios. AbadamStudios.com, AbadamStudios.com. Check it out. Score. Got me a medium roast with a splash of heavy cream from Pete's Coffee. And I've missed out. They've adapted to the changes. Oh, look, there's a burger place. I think they only do takeout, but they're not open yet. But they've adapted to, the pizza's adapted to the change. Their solution was to take some sort of modular counter space, and they have one of these double door situations, at their entrance, and they just rolled up a counter, sort of barricaded themselves in their shop. They swung their doors open, left it, propped it open, and have the counter blocking folks from coming in. And they've got their little register sort of set up with card readers and whatnot, and they've got sort of some signs and some tape sort of instructing, like, the left side is for orders and the right side is for pickup, and some signs about just doing their best to keep distance, from not only from each other as customers, but from the register as well. Like, don't just lean up on the counter and breathe all over the place and place your order. I basically stood there a good enough distance, and greeted the person at the register. She greeted me back, and I she asked for my order. I recited my order. And then when she told me the amount, I asked if it was okay to now step up and, swipe my card or whatever. And then when I did that, then she just sort of did the appropriate distancing while I was doing that. And, it's kind of like a dance, I step forward, she steps back, follow my lead. Yeah, pretty happy. And chatted with her a little bit as my coffee was getting prepared from the staff within the shop. How I've missed out because I didn't know that they had been operating this way for about a month now. All along I told her I've figured everyone had shut their doors, and it's pretty sad. And she says, yeah, she's as a student, she didn't realize how dependent she was on the coffee shop being part of a routine, not just to enjoy a cup of coffee, but to spend time, have a separation from home, and be able to do schoolwork and things like that. I said, absolutely, I feel the same way. I can easily make coffee at home, but I like going out and taking a break and enjoying a cup of coffee. I like the feeling of buying a cup of coffee and having it, served to me, or, just that whole interaction. So, yeah, really thankful, really grateful that I got to learn about this coffee. Thank you, Pete's. Everybody else should figure this out. Starbucks could stand to figure this out if they could stand to deal with, like my local Starbucks, right? They could do it. But I think, yeah, they could do it. They totally could do it. If they're concerned that people are just going to want to hang out, they should know better, right? And you can put signs, and you can even call the cops, right? As a business, why not, right? But you could say that, we'll do the same. We'll prop open our doors. We'll push up a counter. We'll fire up our coffee machines, and we'll be able to make stuff. You can step towards the counter, place your order, and we'll get it done. And you just have to sort of stand at an appropriate distance from others, wait for your order to be done, and then step right up. Why not? Or you can make a recommendation. You could, happily just safely wait in your vehicle, right? And we'll do whatever we need to do to make sure that there was that awkward moment. I was at an intersection, and me and this other vehicle rolled up at the same time, and it's too early in the morning, didn't get enough coffee in our system, and we're like, okay, do you go, do I go, do you go? Okay, let's both go. No, let's not both go. Let's one stop. Oh, we both stop. Let's both go again. No, let's stop. Both stop. So, forget it. I'm not going to stop anymore. I'm just going to keep going. It becomes a game of chicken at that point. All right, where am I? I am going to park really far and away from everybody else and go to this store. Oh, God. All right. This is the hard part. Walking into a store and putting a mask on and gloves. Like I'm about to rob the place. All right. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, not quite sure. I picked up a couple bags of powdered sugar, picked up some packing tape, but I had to check like 3 stores, and I didn't find sort of the tissue paper that not the sort of the packing tissue sheets, not the not the asswipe tissue paper. Yeah. Check the UPS store, check the CVS, check the grocery store. I'm done. Just got myself some gas and I'm heading home. Yep. So I'm at the CVS and the gal at the counter, she's like, it's getting worse, isn't it? You know? I'm like, what do I say? I just said, I don't know. And she says, it's sad because, like, there's, like, more than half the people that aren't even covering up with masks or gloves or whatever. Because she was a cashier. She was at the, she was helping me out. She had a mask on. I can't remember if she had gloves on. I mean, we aren't exchanging cash. I ain't handing over my card. She just has to punch her screen a few times and enter my my card number, my rewards card number or whatever. And it got me thinking about, there are people that just don't have what they need to protect themselves because they probably haven't been as resourceful, I'm wearing like work gloves. These aren't like, I don't know, there's some layer of protection. And do something, I carry a little spray bottle of sanitizer so that I don't know, like they're like sort of like, I want to say like I don't know, it kind of got this rubbery sort of finish on the inside of the hand. So I don't know if it's effective, but what I do is I'll take the gloves and then I'll spray them down with the sanitizer after I'm done going out and about. Yeah. So it's sad. Like, maybe people just aren't as resourceful. Maybe people aren't as mobile to get around and shop around for stuff. Maybe people aren't as connected online to be able to reach out for help. And it's sad. But if you aren't as mobile then that means you're pretty stuck where you're at, and you really don't need to cover up with a mask or gloves. So that works out. Then there are people who just haven't, and they have the ability to get around, but they're not. They're what's up with that? I mean, keep your distance. That's great. But if you're doing it, if you're not doing it because it just doesn't feel natural, that's how it's supposed to be. If your day-to-day is not normal, right? If your day-to-day feels different, because you can't go to places you ordinarily go, because you have to put on gloves, because you have to put on an annoying mask, you have to annoyingly be more mindful about germs and contact with people and spraying stuff down and wiping stuff down. If you're having to go through all of that extra stuff and it's not normal and it's not comfortable, then perhaps you're doing things right at this point in time, right? So I get it. You want to go to the store, like, I'm too late. I don't want to put on a mask. That's dumb. I'm not used to putting on masks. I'm not used to putting on gloves. I'm not even going to bother, right? Then you're probably doing it really wrong, All right, that's all I got. Thanks, guys, for sticking around this glorious morning. And I'll catch you on the other side. Bye. All right. So before I wrap this silly little episode of this silly little show up, been spending, just realized as a good chunk of the day rolled on, that it actually is less stressful because the kids have rolled into their spring break. So I was kind of going through the day, like, wondering with the kids, like, so did you guys do any sort of curriculum, subjects, blah, blah, blah? Sounds like, Dad, we have a break. I'm like, nice, that's right, I totally forgot. So we did some cool stuff. We've been doing some cool stuff. Even though it's not curriculum, but it's still sort of, it overlaps with what we've been doing anyways. That way the kids aren't just left doing nothing. And so one of the things we did was a sort of a homemade roller coaster, marble run sort of, thing, where you take cardboard and paper plates and tape, and you try to create this spiraling marble track. And so each one of my kids got into it. I had to help my youngest. Everybody sort of expressed themselves differently with how they designed their project. And in the end, it was all good. It was good fun. I mean, for my daughter, who I had to assist, it was more like, I'll cut out the main pieces, and then here you go ahead and color them and draw on them. And when you're done coloring and drawing on them, then I'll put it all together. That way, it's yours. It's customized as yours. Did that. That was fun. And then one of the things we've done in a previous week with the kids during the school days is we tried our hand at the Diet Coke and Mentos sort of experiment, and it seemed straightforward. I've seen videos, and I bought like three bottles of the Diet Coke, like 3 for $5 or something. So got the Diet Coke, right? Because I keep hearing, you want to get the Diet. And I said, I know why I get the Diet. Because when you create a big old mess wherever you let this thing go, it's not going to be a sticky mess at the end of the day. And so that's why. So we tried it initially, and I was like, wah, wah, wah. It kind of bubbled up out of the bottle. Maybe a foot and a half, maybe 2 feet at best. You could totally see the reaction, but with the candy and the gas and the soda, but nothing like, impressive, a major geyser. So I was like, okay, we blow at it. Maybe the soda is like too old, or maybe the candy is the wrong flavor. And so just kind of let that go. And then I don't know why I couldn't let it go. I was just cruising on the my iPhone app, or the Amazon app rather, and then I looked up, I don't know what I looked up, but I ended up finding what I thought I might be able to find, and that's the attachment to the bottle, which has a chamber that holds like 6 pieces of candy and a little pin that keeps the candy in place, so that you could pull the pin, it'll release the candy for you, and it'll and that's when I realized the attachment adds like, I don't know, 4 inches, 5 inches on top of the bottle spout. It gives it a neck, like I guess kind of like a long gun or rifle. The longer the barrel, the longer the range. So adding extra 5 inches to the top of that bottle has to help with that whole effect of the geyser. Not to mention the attachment that I saw on Amazon. I eventually ordered it and got it. It comes with caps, so you can have different sort of geyser effects. So we did that. We did that today. 3 kids. We had 4 caps. Each just picked a cap, and we saw different results. But it was all fun. It was all fun. Oh. Oh, fun. I'm out and about. I got to go pick up some groceries. Then I got to head home real quick. I got to make burgers. Not the mini variety, but the full-size burgers. And while I'm out, I was asked to pick up some drinks for the family, but looks like the drink shop is closed today, so someone's going to be sad. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I gotta see what's going on. Maybe there's a sign just saying that they're closed for the day. Hopefully it's not for an extended period of time, because that does bring a little bit of happiness to folks in my family. I don't drink the stuff, but yeah, so spending time with the family on this glorious spring break. It had rained pretty good yesterday, a little bit today. Got a break in the rain, and got the sun came out, and we did those soda and Mentos experiments. Got some videos taken and try and get something posted or shared. And now the clouds are rolling back in. Looks like it's going to rain again, and I'm gonna hurry up and get what I need to get. So I just want to say thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Be safe. Try to have as much fun as you can, and hug your friends, hug your family, and eat something delicious. And go run. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Ruel's Running Podcast with Ruel. If you like what you just heard, share it with your friends and your enemies. Also, be sure to check out the site over at ruelsrunning.com. This has been another Coffee with Heavy Cream production. Join us next time for another silly show of Ruel's Running Podcast.